Can you please state your name, year, and major?
It's Bella Buckman, third year, geography major with a double minor in urban and regional studies, and global studies.
Interesting. Thank you for participating in my interview. Why did you choose your major?
I chose it because it's pretty broad. I'm actually focusing more on the human aspect of it. Like, when people hear geography, a lot of times they'll think, oh, like, are you studying, like, science or, like, the earth? But, like, they think more physical stuff, but I'm actually studying, like, the movement of humans and how that impacts societies and stuff like that. So urban and regional planning kind of ties into that, because urban and regional planning talks a lot about cities and the demographics of cities, and a lot of immigrants mostly move into prominent cities. So that's interesting. And then global studies is just kind of like, it really ties into it just because we're talking about the cultures and the world a lot.
Okay. And where do you live?
I live off campus on Kelton.
Is that like an apartment or?
Yeah, it's an apartment.
Okay. And where are you from? Tell me like a little about yourself.
I'm from Southeast LA. It's a city called Southgate. It's kind of a suburb, but not really. Some people consider it a suburb, but I don't really think it's a suburb. It definitely doesn't have high rises though, so I don't know. I guess it depends on the perspective. And it's mostly Latino, Latina, about 99% to be exact. And yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so now I'm going to ask you a little bit about your experiences here at UCLA, specifically your walking experiences, and how you deal with crowds and stuff like that when you're walking to class or when you're just on campus. How often do you walk down Bruin Walk?
I walk down Bruin Walk about 3 days a week. Let's see, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Friday mornings.
Okay, and when you walk down Bruin Walk, are you headed towards class, towards work, or?
Mostly towards class and meetings.
And when you're headed towards classes and meetings, do you walk alone, or do you have like a partner?
I'm usually alone.
Yeah.
Just because I'm running late most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
so I walk pretty fast, and I try not to walk with anyone because then, like, I feel like they slow me down.
So your walks down Bruin Walk are not very social, right? Like, you don't usually, like, stop and chit-chat or anything like that? Okay. Can you just talk to me a little bit more about your walks down Bruin Walk, or just maybe around the UCLA campus? For example, how do you deal with people passing out flyers or large crowds, or even, like, those tourist groups that you know that sometimes are there?
Oh, well, I try to avoid the tourist groups because they're just, like, in the way, and, like, they're moving around too, so it's hard to get around them because there's such, like, big crowds and they're moving around too, and you're just, like, trying to move around them. It's kind of annoying that there's so many tourist groups around here. Crowds of people. Well, when I'm on Bruin Walk, I try to avoid, the main Bruin Walk. I don't know. There's, like, a side of Bruin Walk, like, where all the bikes are at. So I try to go there instead. And, I even go there, I got so used to going down that path that even on Friday mornings when there's not really anyone on Bruin Walk, I'll, like, take that path just because I'm, like, I don't know, I don't want to run into any crowds or any, like, flyer people or groups trying to sell me stuff. Which is weird because I'm, like, a fundraising chair for something, and I'm kind of, like, I don't know. I think it's weird how, like, I avoid the crowds and, like, you know, when I'm in their shoes too, like, sometimes, but, you know, I guess I just do it so I don't waste time since I'm usually running late anyways. But when I do have to walk down Bruin Walk, I try not, like, I'll look at my phone a lot when I'm walking, because I don't really like saying hi to people when I'm walking around either, because then I'm scared that they won't see me, and that's embarrassing. So I'll just, like, if I see someone I know, but, like, I don't think they'll see me, I'll look at my phone or something, and then look up, like, when we're passing by, just in case, like glance really quickly to see if they do see me, and if they don't see me either, I'm just like, okay. Let's see what else. But yeah, so I'm not a very social walker, I guess. Like, I don't really stop and say hi to anyone or try to, like, look at something. I just, like, getting to my destination.
Okay. So you mentioned that you were a fundraising chair for something. What are you involved in? I'm
in Grupo Folklorico. It's a Mexican folklore dance group here in UCLA. And then I'm also in the Cultural Affairs Commission. It's one of the 13 offices, or 14 offices now, under USAC. And, yeah, those are, like, why I go to meetings a lot. And why I'm always around Bruin Walk, because I have to go to Kirkhoff pretty often.
And why did you choose to join those groups?
I don't know, like, I just wanted to have, like, something fun to do, like, here at school. And those groups caught my attention, the Cultural Affairs Commission, because I wanted to get more integrated with, like, UCLA, and, like, since I came from mostly a community of, like, mostly Latino and Latina people, I wanted to get to know other cultures. And I guess, like, the series I'm involved in is, like, trying to burst this, like, Westwood bubble. So that's pretty cool, because since I'm from LA, I can show other, like, people that aren't familiar with LA, if that makes sense. And then Grupo Folklorico, I guess, like, I don't know, just to get in touch with my roots or whatever. And yeah.
And, in Grupo Folklorico, is there, like, a performance or something you guys are practicing for, or do you guys just practice for fun?
Oh, no, there is a big performance that's in the spring quarter. That's what we're mainly practicing for. But
so overall, you'd say that you're pretty social, right? Except when you're walking.
I think I'm social, but not, like, to the extent where, like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm too busy to, like, be, like, super social nowadays. So I'm social to the extent where I'll be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But try to get a conversation over with quickly, because, like, I gotta go somewhere. Because the only time I'm on campus is because, like, you know, I need to go somewhere. Like, I won't be on campus just to chill.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's why I try not to talk to anyone when I'm walking around, because I usually have somewhere else to go. Unless it's, like, during breaks. Then I'll, like, be alone or, like, whatever. But most of the time, I like sitting somewhere, or, yeah. I try to avoid Bruin Walk during midday, though.
Have you ever flyered or sold anything down Bruin Walk? And if so, how did that go?
I flyered once last year, and it was awful.
Right.
I felt like nobody, like, even acknowledged my existence as a human being, and people that did it out of pity. Because, like, you know, like, you're, like, trying to pass out the flyers, and you're like, oh, there's this going on. And then they'll just kind of look at the flyer, or, like, they won't even look at, like, anything at all. Like, they'll just kind of, like, walk around you. And then those people that do take it, like, give you, like, this kind of sad little look on their face. Like, oh, I don't really want to take it, but I will because I feel bad for you kind of look. So, yeah, I hated it. Like, I would never want to flyer again. So, I haven't flyered since then. And then selling stuff. I've sold stuff on Bruin Walk twice or 3 times. Once last year and 2 times this year. And it's not too bad just because you're kind of off on the margin. Like, you're not really in the middle of Bruin Walk trying to get people's attention. It's like kind of more like, oh, you know, people who are interested or want to buy something will come over here. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing about selling stuff. Mm-hmm. The thing is when you, like, one time I, like, actually had to, like, hold up the sign, and that still wasn't as bad because you're not, like, really handing anything out, and, like, you know, there's not really as much rejection as you feel when you're flyering stuff. But yeah, I just don't really like associating with anyone on Bruin Walk. It's kind of a hassle.
Okay. So do you ever walk in that area between Royce and Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah? And do you feel like there's any difference when you're walking there as opposed to when you're walking down Bruin Walk?
I mean, it's a little more chill. Like, you don't have, like, all these, like, things going on the sides. You just have to, like, dodge people. Mm-hmm. Like, other people that are walking, you don't really have to dodge people trying to give you stuff, trying to sell you something. I guess sometimes there is, like, the Calpurg people or, like, the religious people around there. But, like, that's not very often, so I definitely feel more calm walking around there. The only thing I do hate about that area is that there's a lot of tours around there. Mm-hmm. Like, there's always, like, someone standing in the middle, like, between Powell and Royce, and that's annoying. And then I hate it when, like, you're trying to go into Powell, and all these people are trying to go in, and I don't know. It's a busy area. It's, like, there's a lot of traffic in that area, but, like, not, like, Bruin Walk traffic, I guess, because, like, Bruin Walk is where North Campus and South Campus divides in. Yeah. So you have everyone going down there because, like, some people are going that way, and some people are going the other way. And then that's where, like, people try to get, like, you know, people interested in their events and whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I guess I like Powell, the area between Powell and Royce better compared to that, though.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's less dreadful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't avoid it like I try to do with Bruin Walk, like, yeah, the other day when it was raining, like, there was these people with under his tent, they're like, oh, take a selfie with us. Or, like, oh, get out of the rain, take a selfie. And I really didn't want to pass by because, like, the person seemed really persistent. Uh-huh. So, like, I went through SAC just so I wouldn't go through Bruin Walk. So, yeah.
So when you're selling or flyering, you're not persistent?
Not that persistent. I don't know. I feel like I'm being a burden on someone if I'm, like, super persistent or I'm, like, bothering people.
Do persistent flyers or sellers make you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
why.
Because, like, I don't really want their product or I'm not really interested in their event. So, like, when they're persistent, it's kind of, like, it makes it more awkward for me, like, to say no. Because, like, I feel bad because they're so persistent. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, oh, like, you know, I feel like I'm, like, just, like, pushing away their effort. But, yeah.
Okay. Well, that is all. Thank you.